All right, welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. I hope you guys are doing absolutely spectacularly today. It is a Tuesday. It is July 22nd, and earlier this morning, the Fed Chair, Jerome Powell, spoke. Oh my gosh, your blabbermouth, Powell. Speaking again, this guy's unbelievable. When will he just stop talking about the market? Well, I guess it's his job, kind of, right? And we had a little bit of volatility this morning surrounding him speaking, but now we're kind of coming back up. It is very unlikely that he will resign. I know there's been a lot of rumors circulating around that possibility for the last little while, but it is just unrealistic. Okay, guys? And the president obviously wants that, but are we really going to see it? Probably not, right? And today, I think everybody's kind of realizing that is there was no conversation around that, no discussion. But we've also famously seen from Fed when he's even asked questions, he reserves the right to be like, yeah, I'm not going to answer that question. I don't want to answer that question. Guy doesn't like to answer questions. Are you surprised? No, you should not be surprised. Welcome back to the Crypto Report, though. I am Crypto Kip, and today I believe that we're streaming on, we're on Kick for the first time, so that's pretty neat. Boom. Yeah, we're on Kick, and it's kind of cool, so check us out there as well. We're on Kick. We're on, I don't even know what we're on. We're on Rumble. We're on X. We're on YouTube. We're all over the place. Shout out to the chat, Pepe and Victor in the chat, the Crypto Keeper. How you doing? All good, Crypto Keeper. I hope you got to hear what I had to say about it. I know you have some things going on. What's happening, Jackson and Scott in the chat? Everybody's here. Everybody wants to talk crypto. So let's do it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's share the screen, guys. Welcome back. Little later. Normally we're doing these 11 a.m. streams, and so today I couldn't get around to it, but we got some pretty nice things going on in the crypto markets today. Bing bop 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 doo. You want me to stream on Twitch too? We can stream on Twitch too. Actually, that's the next step, Daryl. We're already conversing about that. How's it going, Jay, in the chat? But to be honest, I prefer it when you guys watch on YouTube. Yeah, that supports the channel and the hard work a little bit more. You get a little bit of ad revenue, just being frank with you guys. That's why we got those annoying ads. I know it's so annoying, but it is a little bit of a job. It is a little bit of a job being a crypto news reporter. Oh gosh, that's what we're doing. Yeah, smash a like, guys. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Buckle up. We got a lot to chat about today. Hope you're doing well. Warpaint in the chat, and Jay, just shout out to all you guys out there. Okay, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. We're gonna check out the Twitch thing. We can look into that. I have no idea, but we're on Kick today, which is cool. So let's see how that goes. Is there anybody even watching over on Kick right now? I don't know. I think we have no viewers on Kick. First time we ever put a video on Kick. So there you go. That's what you get. Okay, let's get into it. So Bitcoin sitting at $118,000 today, doing just fine. Ethereum is tumbling and crumbling, and XRP is coming down 2%. Altcoins are getting weak, but Solana's doing pretty well. Solana's doing really well. 26% starting to outpace Ethereum now. Very interesting. How did the talk go with JP? It was boring. It was lame. That was it. I mean, there's volatility when when he speaks. It was dipping the market earlier today, but now Bitcoin's coming a little higher. Altcoins are struggling a little bit. I think altcoins are probably struggling today because likely, and just to be honest with you guys, I didn't even listen to what the Fed said. I don't really care. I've got a very strong picture right now of what the Fed is thinking. I already know what the Fed is thinking because I've been following this narrative for a very, very long time. The Board of Governors and the Fed right now are in a debate of how aggressive they should be with rate cuts and, how aggressively they should do it. Not if really as much anymore. They're in agreement that there should be some rate cuts coming. They're not going to do it in July. They may do it in September, but likely before the end of the year, we are probably going to see some kind of rate cuts. We still see some things going on with the tariffs, which is lame, but it's what it is. And so it's just kind of an ongoing thing. And frankly, it's all very boring. But every time the Fed goes out and speaks, there's volatility. And when the Fed comes out and he says that we're going to have to look at the data and that inflation's getting, slightly worse because of the tariffs and all that, then the markets react a little bit. Bitcoin gains strength, altcoins slip a little bit. That's just the gist of the Fed thing, okay? The biggest news about the Fed is that I saw that he said nothing about resigning. And why would you expect him to? I don't know why that's the big story of the day. I've even got in my title, Fed chair will not resign. Of course he's not going to resign. That's tucking tail and running from the president. And if you've been paying attention, Fed Chair Powell doesn't like the president, okay? Maybe that's an off thought, but that's kind of what it is. It's kind of what it seems to be. Every time he gets a question about the president and him wanting to get fired by the president, he kind of like tightens up, get a little twitchy in the eye. I mean, kind of. That's what it seems like. But I mean, that's natural, right? If your president of the United States was threatening to fire you, even if he couldn't legally fire you, you'd probably be frustrated with the guy too. So that all makes sense. But I think that's kind of why we've got Ethereum dipping today, because the Fed chair Blabbermouth Powell opened his mouth a little bit and is like hesitant because of tariffs still. And just like we've got this ongoing thing constantly happening regarding tariffs and the Fed. And if you look at what some of the big headlines are today, wait, that's not the headlines. There's the headlines today. You'll see, GM stock sinks on tariff hit. GM's getting hit with tariffs now too. And Coca-Cola, who cares about that? But Scott Bessent says that he doesn't think Powell needs to step down. Maybe that's a reason this thing's dipping. Now, Bessent said he was going to be investigating the Fed because of the renovations they're doing at the Fed. And maybe they do want to get him to step down. And that was going to be I guess the straw that broke the camel's back was the renovations at the Fed. And Bessent said he wanted to look into it. And they're not doing anything about it. Okay, the markets wouldn't like it. Nobody likes it except for us wonderful crypto people. We're like, tired of this Fed, just cut the rate so our altcoins can pump. But that might be part of the reason we're slippity dippity doing a little bit. And as you kind of just get closer to this next Fed rate cut decision, we're not going to get a rate cut in July. Some people are calling for Fed Chair Waller, Fed Waller guy. This guy keeps saying we want a rate cut. We all want rate cuts for risk on assets and stocks to rally. The president certainly wants them, but the Fed, odds are they're not going to do it. Right now, a 40% chance that we even get a cut in September. It's possible. It's possible, or excuse me, a 40% chance that we don't get a cut in September. Just slightly over a 60% chance that we do, like 60%, almost exactly, in September. So these are things to keep an eye on. Okay, I do have some other news stories for you today, but first, actually, let's look at the big gainers and losers for the day. So what's the big gainer today? You've got Pudgy Penguins ripping and roaring. You got Flare Quant finally getting a pump. I see somebody in the chat saying, finally, Quant is getting a move. Yes, a little overdue. Everybody's waiting for that true altcoin season. We've all been wondering if it's happening right now, but Bitcoin dominance is climbing a little bit. Now there's a little hesitancy on that. We'll talk more about altcoin season. Yes. Okay. So we'll talk more about that. What else is pumping today? Pi's coming up a little bit. At one point, I think Pi was close to $1. Still down from when it launched. I'm very curious to watch Pi. It was an airdrop that everybody got for free from. It wasn't an airdrop. Everybody was able to mine Pi just from their iPhones or their smartphones for years and years and years. They finally launched the token. And some people were selling those Pi. Some people are locking them up and staking them or whatever. It's going to be just interesting to watch for the rest of the cycle. And Pi might be an interesting one for the next cycle as well. It's down 99%. Is it down 99%? Really? I thought it was only up to like $1. Did it get to $2? I don't think it's down 99%. Got to 280. Not 99%. But it's down quite a bit. Yeah, it's down quite a bit. I think it's a fun one. I think it's fun. I think it's funny. I think it's interesting. Just this grand Pi experiment. Some people are talking like it's going to flip Bitcoin. I think that stuff's stupid. But I think anybody that's saying anything's going to flip Bitcoin is a little stupid. I honestly, and that's kind of one of the things that still, though I love XRP, That's the one thing that bugs me out about the XRP community still, is they kind of like bash Bitcoin from time to time. And I think a lot of things do, like the Ethereum maxis kind of do that sometimes. And like, it's natural. You know, you want your thing, you're rooting for your thing, and you're like, down with everything else, up with mine. You know, that's what everybody does, which is a shame, but I guess that's just like the natural human nature of all of us. So that's just what us humans do, I guess. Quant is up 6.7%, which is pretty cool. It's up 17% over the last 7 days, so it's nice to see a rally there. And Toncoin is up. Why is Toncoin going up today? Oh, I've got your answer. I've got your answer right here. Boom. Telegram's crypto wallet goes live to its 87 million users. Telegram launched the Toncoin. The Ton wallet is now launching in the US. Now you can send and manage your crypto directly within the app, which is kind of cool. So, very interesting to see that. Curious if a lot of people are actually going to be doing that or not. I had to get a little bit of water there. Self-custodial wallet supports stablecoin transfers, token swaps, and zero-fee crypto purchases via MoonPay. So there you go. Pepe in the chat saying, here comes the dump, looking for a little bit of a retracement. I'll tell you, looking at the charts here, we're doing okay for now, but Ethereum is finding a little resistance. Now, I did talk about potential resistance at this 37.5 level, and that's kind of what we're finding right now. I was really hoping we'd get up to 4K, but we're not getting up to 4K yet, okay? We're seeing a little bit of resistance there at this 37.5 level, slipping down a little bit. Bitcoin dominance is creeping up a little bit. But what about our altcoin this season? XRP was getting up there. Now you've got this kind of wedge. Just like looking at some of these coins, it's good to do. Like now there's kind of this wedge that's going to start playing out for XRP. So we're going to keep an eye on this. And it could be breaking into the end of July here. So we're going to keep an eye on this pattern for, yeah, a little bit of a pattern going on. A pattern ski for XRP ski there. Let's see if we can find a little one for Ethereum. Something kind of like this going on for Ethereum. Boom. There you go. You know what? Let's get rid of this other stuff for now. Let's just get rid of these other levels. Why not, right? Charting a little bit. I've got more news stories for you. Let's just let some people hop in and see these beautiful charts right now. Aren't these charts just beautiful? Don't you just love these charts there, Bob? Okay, we're just getting rid of them all. We'll keep the yeah, we're gonna get rid of that one too for now. Who cares about it? Let's focus on this little wedge that we're kind of in right now. So we're getting a little wedge forming for Ethereum. Just having fun. So keep an eye on this. These are the weekly candles, so very significant. Is there a chance that we see Ethereum come back down to $1,600? Yeah, it's possible. Do you want to see it? No. Do you want to see it? No, you don't want to see it. Is it possible? It's possible. Is it likely? I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. This wedge, by the way, goes all the way out to July of 2029. So this is kind of a crazy wedge to be drawing. A little bit crazy. Let's look down to the daily time frame. Let's see if we can find something a little bit better. Very significant. Now, if we do get a breakout through this wedge, yeah, I mean, it could be a really significant rally. I mean, you would argue that we've kind of already seen it. So really maybe not the strongest thing, but it's something to look at anyway. Just another thing to look at. I'm going to put back down the $4,000 level in there. I'm not a financial advisor, by the way, guys. Nothing I ever say is financial advice. I do trade these markets personally. I look for levels of support. I look for levels of resistance. If you guys want to do some trading, check out the affiliates and the links in the description down below. Got a lot of things for you. We got cold wallets and all these things if you want to check them out. So, yeah, we just want to show you guys what we like to use, and you can kind of see some of that stuff in the description. But do your own research, like I said. So this is a very big weekly candle wedge playing out. I'm not really seeing a lot more on the daily time frame. On some of the lower time frames, maybe we can find something very straightforward on the 4-hourly. Yeah, not really seeing much. So we're just going to keep an eye on this for now. Ethereum's such a weird moving coin. It's very heavily manipulated in a very wild way. Bitcoin's at resistance, and I think that's why like Pepe in the chat is feeling bearish right now, just because like resistance. But I do like the fact that our total market cap is breaking out. I like to see that. That's a good thing to see. At least past the previous high that we saw back in December of 2024. XRP's been pumping. You got to like that. We had the Genius stablecoin bill come through. And I've been warning it could be a little buy the rumor, sell the news event. And it kind of was. We had a little bit more of a pump on altcoins afterwards. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just something to just keep an eyeball on. But we still have a lot of progress happening. Telegram launching their wallet. That's why this coin is pumping today a little bit, up nice 4%, up 14% over the last 7 days. You got to like it, guys. You got to like it. In terms of the volatility, we had a couple long squeeze today. Again, people see the Genius stablecoin bill go through. They see a lot of these coins getting higher. And then the longs come in and the longs kind of start getting wrecked a little bit because it's just not that cut and dry. Really good things are happening. Okay, then it's time to buy crypto. Sometimes it's like really good things are coming. Buy up to that. The good things here, let's take some profit. And that's kind of what happens. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but these are things that are very, very real. But it doesn't mean that we don't have very real positive things happening in the crypto space, like PNC, for example. A big bank just partnered up with Coinbase to offer crypto access to its clients. This is a fantastic story. What you'd think is that the Coinbase stock might be up today, but instead, Coinbase is back down to 404. It was all the way up to 422 when? Earlier this morning, just earlier this week, it was actually quite a bit higher, like the last 5 days. It's working super great. I think it was up to like 440, okay? The traditional market's down a little bit, probably because the Fed was speaking. Fed speaks, markets go, oops. It's kind of just what happens, unfortunately. But this is just kind of how these markets go, guys. Okay, I'm getting out of the Coinbase stock thing. But yeah, stocks wobble amid earnings rush. So we got earnings coming in as well. Tariffs looming. There you go. So chances of an India-U.S. trade deal are dimming. There's a lot of negative news about tariffs, and this is kind of the thing that the Fed has been worried about. And Fed Chair Powell has kind of been right about tariffs. I've also kind of been right about tariffs. I've been talking about tariffs being the threat. I kind of, did agree with the Fed Chair that it could hurt inflation. So it's something we have to keep our eyeballs on. And as we keep our eyeballs on it, yeah, odds are kind of headed the wrong direction for rate cuts. But we still should get some rate cuts later this year. And that's what you truly need, in my opinion, for an altcoin season. And it's really been great for Bitcoin, but it hasn't been Bitcoin only lately. Here's Yahoo Finance reporting. It's not just Bitcoin. Companies are now adding Ethereum to their balance sheets. This is something we've been talking a lot about. So we see a lot of companies adding not just Bitcoin to their corporate treasuries, but Ethereum now, especially lately. Bitmine Immersion Technologies is doing it. Coinbase is also doing it as well. Not really surprised by that. Coinbase is a huge holder of Ethereum. Coinbase announced in 2021 that it would become the first publicly traded company to hold Ethereum and other assets. And so I guess when you think about that, it's good to note that if Ethereum's ripping, Coinbase could be ripping as well. So I guess as Ethereum is coming down a little bit today, Coinbase stock coming down makes a lot of sense. I hope that makes sense to you guys, but this is where we're at. We're also at an interesting time where we've talked about this a lot. Jamie Dimon, I'm going to sit down. Hold, please. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of Crypto.com. Unbelievable, Crypto Kip. Get it together. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of Chase Bank, has hated crypto for years. We can see a lot of different comments, calling it a scam, saying he had no interest in it in 2018. Then going into in 2022, calling digital assets decentralized Ponzi schemes. Well, now the government has officially endorsed these decentralized Ponzi schemes. Okay. And they're not, turns out, the ones that, turns out Jamie Dimon's an idiot. Or he was just trying to protect the banking system because crypto is a threat to the banking system. So how do you address a threat to your industry, Jamie Dimon? Well, you adopt it, okay? Now, more recently, Jamie Dimon has started to soften his remarks, saying he'd defend people's rights to buy Bitcoin. What a change in tone. Relating it to this, I don't think you should smoke, but I defend your right to smoke. I defend your right to buy Bitcoin. Didn't seem like he did before. But now we've got JP Morgan exploring crypto-backed loans amid a stablecoin push. Stablecoin legislation comes into play. Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan, they can't sit on the sidelines and let everybody get into this game. Will they just sit on the sidelines? You get in or you get left behind, Jamie Dimon. And he ain't getting left behind. Unless he wants to leave his title as the CEO of Chase Bank behind. And that's probably coming, guys. We're seeing a very big shift in the world. Really big shift in the world lately, you see. Klaus Schwab, the head of World Economic Forum, stepping down. You see, you saw Warren Buffett. He done as well. And now you got JP Morgan. Eventually, I think Jamie Dimon's a goner. He's going to step down too. I think the head of Vanguard stepped down. Didn't Warren Buffett step down, or am I wrong? I think Warren Buffett stepped down too. Real big time of change. But as Bitcoin is getting a little bit of outflows in this last week, we saw Ethereum ETFs just piling it in. Now, that might be changing as of right now. Why? Because Ethereum's coming down a little bit. A little bit. Coming down a little bit right there. And Bitcoin's coming up just a little bit. Getting a little bit of green of the weekly candle in the Bitcoin dominance. Starting to dominate again. Okay, guys? The problem I got with these markets right now, I got problems. Okay, I got problems. Big problems. I'm a big problem guy. Okay. Only problem I got is this. The Fed, blabbermouth Fed. You got August is a historically not the best median. Not a great pumpish month. 1.5% average gains. September is pretty lousy as well. Okay. October could be great. November could be fantastic. Novembers are fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised. My timeline's been October for the end of the bull market. I wouldn't be surprised if we went in November, December. I am skeptical, however, of the opportunity for us to see these crypto markets rip, roar, and soar into 2026. I would love to see it. I want it up only forever. That's what I want. Is that what we're going to get? You can't. Oh, can't sing. I was going to sing. You can't always get what you want, right? I can't do it. Can't sing it, but you can. And August, September are historically not the best, and we're coming into it. We're probably not getting a rate cut here. We're definitely not getting a rate cut in June. Jaloon? How about that? Jaloon. You ever heard of the month of Jaloon? There's no decision in August, and then September, there's a 40% chance that we pause. Keep an eye on tariffs. Tariffs are probably the biggest thing that I can think of that are going to be the decisive factor on whether we get rate cuts or not. And if tariffs get worse and the negotiations don't go well and the impact on tariffs continues to affect the economy slightly or significantly, keep an eye on September. Okay. You got it. Pepe says no such thing as a super cycle. I agree with you, but this is a more bullish time ever before for crypto. No doubt about it. December, there's a 43% chance, guys, that we get 2 rate cuts by then. But a 27% chance that we only get 1. 5% chance that we have none. Tough stuff. Got to keep an eye on it. Altcoin season index has been going the right way. It's slipping down a little bit today because your queen in the crypto market, Ethereum, is slipping. Slippity dip dap do da day. Okay. Interesting little post here I found from CryptoFace. Who's CryptoFace? He's a YouTuber. If you don't know who CryptoFace is, you should. He's pretty great. He does a lot of live trading. He's fantastic. Very entertaining. He's a funny guy. Very funny guy. Wow, I can't believe he only has 200K followers on X. Wow. He's got a lot of subscribers on YouTube. But anyway, these little trend lines, these are his little fancy spider lines. He likes to look. I don't think that one's a spider line. But he likes these little spider lines, potential breakout. Coming, upside, downside, who knows, right? But could we dip back down to like 112 again? Yeah. I mean, there are levels of support and resistance everywhere here, guys. We could certainly slip back down. But he's saying wait till tomorrow for a good run. That's tomorrow. He's looking for a good run tomorrow. Could it happen? We'll see. We'll see. How's it going, James, in the chat? How's it going, James, in the chat? What's up? What's up? If you guys haven't reposted out the stream, by the way, you should do so. You should check it out. You should repost it. Give it a repost because it's good to do. It's good for your soul. Okay. Couple more folks watching on the YouTubes today. Thanks for tuning in. I am Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Smash the like button. Okay, guys, we got 19 likes, and I'm just saying we got to do better than that, folks. We got to do better than that. I am hoping for a super cycle, my friends. I would love to have a super cycle. I just have a hard time, like Pepe in the chat, believing that they exist. I believe that this is a more bullish time for crypto than ever before. But eventually people like to take that wonderful P word, profits. Okay, I am not a financial advisor, by the way. I can't give you a financial advice. It's just not what I do. Okay, I love trading though, and I tell you, there is so much volatility in this market to do so. I mean, just thinking about it. Look, and Ethereum's a fun one to trade. Ethereum's a fun one to trade. It got up, it wicked all the way up to the what? 38.5 level, and it's back down almost 5% today to 3,600. Could we slip a little lower? Yeah, absolutely. We could slip a little bit lower. Could we keep boosting up and go to 4K and test that huge level of resistance of 4K? We absolutely could. But there is a little bit of this kind of wedge pattern playing out on the weekly time frame, showing just a little bit of resistance. Little bit of resistance here. It's not the best wedge, but it's a wedge. It's there. You can see it. Keep an eye on it, okay? We were talking about 37.5 as a potential level of resistance. Yeah, we wicked above it, but we didn't break through it. Okay, guys, we didn't break through it. Not on a weekly time frame. We didn't break through it, but we could. We could. Let's look at the chat. Okay, let's do a lot of Q&A. We've been live for 26 minutes. I cut out my long intros because just frankly, they're boring and annoying. And, you know, let's just get into it, okay? Figured out a new system. We've got, what do we got going on in the chat, by the way? Who's number one on this whole ranking? Scott is number one and a top fan. You're the top fan, Scott. Pepe is a top fan, too. We've got, okay, we've got a lot going on here. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Let's do a little Q&A. Just give me 1 second here. Wait a minute. We got to do it this way. Give me 1 second. Let's do a little bit of a Q&A. I just need 1 second. Okay. All right, we're back. We're back. All you got to do is chat more to be a top fan, BSS. That's it. Okay, let's do a little bit of a Q&A. Crazy. Okay. I missed a lot here. There's a big debate going on in the chat right now. Pepe believes no super cycle, big crash coming. Scott believes super cycle. Pepe started in crypto in 2012. I'm not talking about Pepe Coin, by the way. I'm talking about Pepe in our chat section. But yeah, Pepe, I'm with you. I've been in since 2016. You've been around, I guess, a little bit longer than me. But yeah, I kind of go with these bull bear cycles. By the way, Pepe, glad to have you. It's good to know that a vet from 2012 chooses the Crypto Report for content. What other channels do you watch, brother? I'm curious. Scott is making the argument, though, that last cycle we didn't have Donald Trump as the president. The crypto bills bans on the law and the ETFs coming to bat poop a day. And I hear you, Scott, and I agree. And that's why I'm kind of at a loss of words with it. And I'm open to being wrong, okay? And but historically, the bull markets last 1,070 days, and the end of that, the sand runs out of that hourglass October, November, okay? Maybe we could push a little bit further because of those factors, but for us to push an incredible amount further than that classic to the lows, to the highs bull market cycle that we kind of have, that would be incredibly shocking to me to do something totally different. I'm actually not staking anything right now, believe it or not. I just want to have it liquid. As we get closer to the end of the bull market, and we are getting closer to the end of the bull market, I don't like to have things staked because I like shuffling profits. That's what I like to do. You have to do your own research. It's nice to earn some rewards on staking, no doubt. I've done a lot of staking in my day, but I'm not doing it right now. Roast Nova in the chat says, as a early retail crypto investor, I've seen how digital assets are revolutionizing traditional finance and fiat currency rapidly declines. Yeah, I agree. I agree. That was a very formal message. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Wait, Scott, hold on. We've never had crypto bills signed into law and a spot ETF coming for XRP. I think Jay Clover is going to be right at $1,000 or $2,500 XRP by the end of 2025. Scott. What are you saying, Scott? I didn't know that you thought like that. Look, I am not a financial advisor, and you know that. But I'll tell you, a $2,500 XRP is not possible. $1,000 XRP is not possible in my mind. Why? Okay. Why? I'll tell you why. Okay. Hold on. Scott Avink's like $7 would be great for XRP. Yeah. $10, $5, $10 would be great. And that would be great. It could go higher. I'm open to it going higher than that. I am. There are two Scotts here. Daryl's on the track. He says market cap is wide. Let's walk him through it, Daryl. What do you say? I love you, Scott. Schwartz. All right, let's talk about it. And XRP's doing great, and I think it could do very great. But I have a huge problem with people. Hey, we got a new member, Rostanova. Thanks for joining the Crypto Report, brother. Or lady. I don't know. I don't know if you're a guy or girl. Thanks for joining. Anybody else that wants to become a member on the channel, we have a private Discord, and we got somebody in there, that we're doing trading signals and alpha and all that stuff. Please note, we are not financial advisors. It's just, if you do become a member in our Discord, you do get some of that stuff, but always do your own research. But yes, market cap is the answer. So let's just do it this way. There's a good way to do it. Okay. We'll go, market cap of, okay. This is the easiest way to show it. Always. Welcome to the Crypto Report, Rostanova. I'm rejecting all the no cookies for me. XRP. Okay, great. Okay, let's go XRP. First of all, if XRP surpassed Bitcoin, that's $40 right there. Is XRP going to surpass Bitcoin? Ask yourselves this. The answer is likely a strong no. Why? Are institutions adding XRP to their corporate treasuries like they're adding Bitcoin to their corporate treasuries? No. Could they do it one day? Maybe. But right now, they're not. Okay? Are countries buying XRP like they're buying Bitcoin? The answer is no, they are not. If, okay, I could go to the all-time high. And I can really just stop here. There's the argument. In order for XRP to go to $1,000, if it goes 100x from here, okay, you're talking about a $23 trillion market cap for XRP. Let's put that into perspective, okay? And by the way, if XRP goes 100x from current prices, that's a $352 XRP, okay? The whole market cap, everything that exists in crypto, including stablecoins, is $3.88 trillion. And we can talk about order books and all these things. That doesn't That does not matter. You could make an argument that things could go a little bit higher because of order books and, all these things, but just the math doesn't math. Okay. And if the math doesn't math, somebody can trick you with a bunch of words to convince you that, if I said to you that Bitcoin was going to $1 billion per coin before the end of 2025, you'd call me an idiot. Like you should. Because even though I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin and it's the most common sense crypto in my mind, I know that it's common sense to not expect Bitcoin to go that high that fast because, there's an order book and there's a whatever. I don't know. But Scott, I would run from that guy. All right? I would run from that guy. Scott, Schwartz. I would run from that guy who's telling you $1,000 XRP. Okay, I would run from anybody telling you $1,000 XRP, specifically by the end of 2025. That's just no crypto that's been above no crypto with a market cap like XRP currently has been able to perform with that kind of percentage gains. No asset in the history of the world has been able to. Could there be something like that one day? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But is there going to be an asset that goes to 23 trillion in market cap? Probably Bitcoin first, if anything. I like XRP a lot, and I see where it's going to be used. You got the ledger, you've got the banks. I get it. I understand it. And we'll put out XRP content, and we do, and I love it. But I think the reason we don't get a lot of views on our XRP videos is because I do not subscribe to this crud of these $1,000 XRP Moonboy. It's like if I came out and I told you Coin's going to $200. No. Not in this cycle. No. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't predict the future, but that doesn't make sense to me. I can't make that math. That math doesn't math. Okay. And when math doesn't math, then I'm going to find the math that maths. And I love you, Scott. I love you. And I think you love me. I think you still do. I hope you still do. And I only challenge you because of love. Okay? I challenge you to just think about it a little bit more. And honestly, ask ChatGPT, Scott. Scott, try to argue with ChatGPT about it. Or Grok. Try to argue with ChatGPT or Grok about it. Don't take this bald guy's word for it. Don't take never take my word for it for nothing. Okay? Do your own research, all you guys. But boy, oh boy. XRP to $1,000 is real tough. Daryl Young, quote from a great wise man: when the math doesn't math, we got to find the math that maths. That's right. That's your wisdom for the day. Oh, man. $15. You know what? I'm okay. I'm okay with $15, Scott. You can get me to think about $15, okay? You can get me to think about it. I'm glad. Don't put a zero behind, nothing in the hundreds. But I think, $5 to $10. I think that's what I think. That's my personal, thing. But I've been talking about 20. You might see $20 XRP by the end of this cycle. If we get a super cycle, we're running out of time though. We're running out of time. Okay. Running out of time. But I don't see any cryptocurrency. And maybe I'm going to eat my words on this. I don't see any cryptocurrency, nothing, nada, surpassing Bitcoin in market cap At least in this cycle. I mean, there's just not enough excitement behind anything else. You look to the countries, you look to the institutions, you look at what they're buying, and then that's when you kind of know. And there's a lot of people that think Pi is going to flip Bitcoin or XRP is going to flip Bitcoin, and I wish I could find the thing that's going to flip Bitcoin. But why fight? Why fight Bitcoin? I don't know why anybody would fight Bitcoin. Pepe's saying XRP is not passing ETH. Now, Pepe, I'll tell you what. Let's look at that. That's possible. Careful what you say there, because that's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Is it likely? Well, I don't think it's likely for this cycle, but it's one that's in reach. ETH is in reach. I will give him that. ETH is in reach. Okay? It's in reach. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's in reach. It's in reach. That being said, Ethereum's been hot lately. Everybody's all of a sudden in an ETH bull again. Look at that. We all hated ETH. Now everybody's like, oh, he's great. He's always been great. Everybody's like, I can't give that guy airtime. I can't do it. I'll never bring up anybody that's talking about a $1,000 XRP on this channel. Not unless the supply of XRP gets cut by 99%. AVAX thoughts? Yeah, let's move on. I got some thoughts on AVAX. Yeah. It's a blockchain. It's popular. People like it. Institutions like it. Galaxy Digital's liked it for years. I like it. I think that, there's just a lot of Choose Rich guy. He talks about AVAX a lot. He's got a big following. That alone is something that is unfortunately bullish. But it's up 15% over the last 7 days. It's pumped with the rest of the coins. It's a top 20 coin in the true altcoin season. Avalanche is going to have some kind of pump, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But I'm willing to argue with anybody. I'll argue with Pepe here. Pepe says, Scott, no such thing as supply shock. I think there is such thing as supply shock. I just don't think that it is what people make it out to be. I think supply shock's happening with Bitcoin right now, I would argue. Bitcoin's had an incredible climb from $15,000. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this Jake guy. I don't know who this Jake guy is. I know a guy named Jake too. Scott, I love you. I hope you do. I think friends, if I could call you a friend, I guess, should have good debates. We should have debates. We should debate. That's what we're doing. We're debating right now. Never mind. But we should debate. How's it going, Witty in the chat? What's up, brother? Same. He's got the birthday. It's Witty Driscoll with that birthday twin, man. Tell you what, I have a couple bags of my Pengu bags doing amazing right now. Watch this thing go. Oh, you got some Pengu? Good, man. Glad you got some Pengu. Guys, you're riding that train up. Pepe goes toe-to-toe in the chat with everybody, especially XRP. Pepe in the chat does not like XRP. I like XRP, but maybe not as much as Scott and Jake. I like XRP a ton. I can't get into these outlandish predictions. Yeah. Demo in the chat says, good day, patience stall. It's coming. Been waiting for 5 years for this. Got some Doge. Holding since, oh man, there you go. You're ready. You got in at 0.006 cents. Woo! There you go, man. That's incredible. That's right. Pepe says, buy low, sell high. Andrew says 100%. Couldn't that be good? Yeah, that is real early. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. I am Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. We've been live for a while here. This was a great chat today. A lot of folks watching today. Do me a favor, guys. If you enjoy these debates, this was fun, huh? Did we have fun today, by the way? Did we have fun? Ooh, Mrs. Crypto Kip. She's in the chat. Look at that. That's my wife. That's my wife in the chat. Hi, wife. Appreciate you, Pepe. We had a very intense debate here, Mrs. Crypto Kip. Very intense debate. It was a good stream. We had a good stream. We got a new member. Shout out to our new member. Where's his name? Rostnova. I don't know. Is that a Russian thing? Is that a word that I'm not aware of? Did I just say a bad word in Russian? I don't know. I appreciate the chat. Hey, Scott Schwartz, you're a good sport. Appreciate you. Thanks for the good discussion today. Pepe, appreciate you too. Scott, Avink as well. BSS, all you guys. This was entertaining. I was entertained. Okay, Scott Schwartz, I have an X account. DM me on X. Send me a link to one of these guys' videos. I'll watch it. I swear, I'll watch it. DM me on X. Send me a link to a video, and I'll watch it, I swear. Okay? All right, guys. I got a jet. I got more work to do today. Got a nice crow video coming for you later today from me. More from Blacksea, my partner on this channel, guys. Short form content, long form content. We do it all. We love crypto. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, DCA HODL. Hey to you guys on Kick, by the way. Thanks for tuning in over there if you did. If not, we'll see you next time. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.